Greetings. Welcome back to Hellhound's Late Night Spook Show here on the Horror Metal channel. I'm a Hellhound, and today we're going to do yet another re-review of an earlier video I did on this channel 6 years ago. And, yep, today we're going to take a look at Pumpkinhead from 1988, directed by makeup artist Stan Winston. Rest in peace. Pumpkinhead is a stylish and well-executed horror classic. What's it about? A backwoods dad named Ed Harley, played by Lance Henriksen, witnesses the death of his son, who is accidentally killed by vacationing teens on motorcycles, or dirt bikes, or whatever. Seeking revenge, he goes to see an old witch named Haggis, who summons a tall demon in order to do his bidding and avenge his son's death. The demon, Pumpkinhead, begins mercilessly killing the teens one by one in various gruesome ways, and loves to taunt and torture his victims before killing them. Ed and Pumpkinhead seem to develop a strange bond and begin to slightly resemble one another, and pretty soon Ed kind of begins to regret what he has done and tries to save the teens and stop the demon that he has conjured up. This movie plays out like a grim fairy tale, and is a great film to watch late at night in a dimly lit room. The dark and dreary atmosphere really set the perfect mood for a folktale / monster flick such as this one. Pumpkinhead himself, played by Tom Woodruff Jr., who also helped design the suit, looks fantastic and kind of resembles Emir from 20 Million Miles to Earth a little bit. This movie also has pretty good acting, for the most part, and amazing special effects that even hold up to today's standards. The makeup and costumes are just phenomenal. Pumpkinhead himself looks absolutely amazing. What an awesome and original creature design. Very realistic. I love how cruel and mean-spirited he is, too. They gave him quite the personality in this. Yeah, he's just great. The cast is solid as well, especially the always great Lance Henriksen as Ed Harley. He's been in a lot of my favorite movies, sometimes just playing a supporting role, but I like that he's kind of the star in this one. I really felt for his grief-stricken character and found his story arc very engaging as well. Florence Schaffler as the mysterious elderly witch Haggis will likely give you some serious chills on your first watch. And the teens are always very good as well, especially Cynthia Bain as Tracy. I really felt sorry for this poor girl and wanted to see her make it to the end. John D'Aquino as Joel does well as the hateful jerk character. And Joel Hoffman as Steve gives a credible and focused performance as well. It was interesting how you sort of sympathize with both sides, the dad who lost his son, and the teens who didn't mean to cause his death. You know, it was just an accident. Now they're trying to survive. You know, they're just as freaked out. You know, they're kind of mourning for what happened as well. And now they're just trying to escape the evil demon Pumpkinhead with their lives. The score is excellent as well. I think it was Richard Stone who composed the music. Yeah, it looks like Richard Stone scored this movie. And I love that eerie and ominous song that plays during the end credits. Special effects artist Stan Winston's tight directing is top-notch also. I really like the blue and red lighting, as well as all the slow-motion shots. This film has great suspense, beautiful and haunting visuals, surreal and spine-chilling atmosphere, superb violence, a quality script, mostly good acting, and plenty of genuinely creepy scenes. All in all, I highly recommend this grim and gloomy cult monster movie. Check it out. Pumpkinhead was followed by a few sequels. There was Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings, which definitely doesn't live up to the original. It's definitely an inferior sequel, but it's okay. It has its moments. Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser is the star this time. It has kind of a weird, confusing backstory. Like, there was this deformed boy who got bullied, and the witch this time, named Miss O.C., played by Lillian Chauvin from Silent Night, Deadly Night, she explains that he was the son of Pumpkinhead, but then later he becomes Pumpkinhead himself. I don't know. They don't really explain it all that well, but who knows. Pumpkinhead doesn't look nearly as good this time. The costume and the way it moves are just kind of wonky, and it just doesn't work quite as well. All in all, I wouldn't really recommend this one, but I'd say see it if you really love the original and want to see that really awesomely designed creature again. But just know that it's not going to live up to the first one by any means, not even close. This is a huge step down from the first one. But it's alright. It's not the worst. Then there was the third film, Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes, which came out in 2007, I believe. Yeah, so when I first watched this, I was expecting pure crap. My expectations were very, very low, but I actually ended up liking it a lot more than I thought it would. Lance Henriksen returns as Ed Harley, this time as a ghost, and one of the young hillbilly boys who lived close by in the woods in the first movie is grown up here, and he's kind of a henchman to Doug Bradley's character. Yeah, that's right, Pinhead himself, Doug Bradley from Hellraiser, is in this movie, and he's pretty much the main villain. He's a physician who's been selling people's organs and dumping the bodies in a swamp, you know, and when people find out what he's been doing for their loved ones' bodies, the old witch, Haggis, who returns from the first movie, invokes the demon Pumpkinhead to take revenge. Yeah, again, this wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, and I actually ended up digging it a little bit. It was cool to see Lance Henriksen back. Pumpkinhead doesn't look nearly as good as he did in the first movie either, much like the second film. There's some really awful CGI shots. But again, it's great to see Henriksen. Doug Bradley's great as the villain. It definitely has its moments. Yeah, even Haggis is back, like I said, but not too bad. I think I like it better than the second film, but again, it's not nearly as good as the first. Then there's also Pumpkinhead 4 Blood Feud. This takes place in the distant past, I believe. It concerns the Hatfields and the McCoys, you know, which is interesting. I'm actually related to the Hatfields. I share their bloodline, so just a fun fact for you. Yeah, their feud's been raging on for a while, and then one of them falls in love. One of the McCoys falls in love with the Hatfields. Kind of like a Romeo and Juliet type story or something. Long story short, Pumpkinhead shows up for some reason, and Ed Harley returns as well. Once again, played by Lance Henriksen as a ghost. And Haggis is in this one too, I believe. I've only seen this once, and I haven't watched it since it came out, so it's not really fresh in my mind. Maybe I'll rewatch it. Maybe I'll review all these sequels here eventually, but who knows. I like this one a lot better than I thought it would too, but again, it's not quite as good as the first one. But from what I remember, from what very little I remember, it's okay. I'd say it's worth checking out at least once. But yeah, alright guys, well, that's Pumpkinhead. Definitely check out the first one, and if you have time, I'd say tap the sequels as well, at least once, just to say you've seen them all. But yeah, Pumpkinhead from 1988, directed by Stan Winston, rest in peace. Give it a watch. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching my review here on the Late Night Spook Show on the Horror Metal channel. I'm Hellhound, and until next time, later, and watch out for Pumpkinhead. Won't protect you in your bed. Nothing will from Pumpkinhead.